Come on.
All right, what's up? Who Hit You podcast? Feel free to like and subscribe if you guys like it. Vidush, Roy,
What's up,
I would
Jess?
say there's less to talk about than usual in 2020 because for once the week didn't burn down.
Isn't it crazy? Like
That
a
is
slow
not
week.
Slow week. Nothing super crazy happened. Just finding out Hunter Biden does rocks and stuff like that. You know, like that's not
like
that
you just
bad.
wake up and then it's like, here's pictures of Hunter Biden with a crack pipe.
Asleep.
Jesus.
What kind of crack puts you to sleep?
How much-
What
how
kind
much-
of crack? I
how much
thought
crack
he
you
would
gotta
get
do
the.
to just be like out cold like that.
Hey.
Also, who's taking the picture?
You think they know it's even Hunter Biden? They were just like, hey, there's some dude in he's just passed out with a
if
crack.
you're Hunter Biden,
Dude,
the
no
vice
one knows-
president's son, and you're doing crack, you're out there talking about like, I'm Hunter Biden and just doing whatever the fuck you
Oh,
wanna
he
do.
was out there
swinging that
and
fucking
he was
dick.
like, well, that's what he was doing for sure. He's like, I'm Hunter Biden. Y'all need to pay me more because I'm Hunter Biden.
Okay,
Oh
so,
yeah.
so you're talking about that.
Like,
I mean,
right.
yeah, he's
so
doing
he's
that.
definitely
He's
doing that.
Yeah,
He's
for
definitely doing that. But yeah, so I mean, nothing serious happened, I
Well,
guess, this week.
But you know what? Like, I saw those pictures
Uh-huh.
and I didn't think like as we're joking, my first initial thought was like, damn, that fucking sucks.
Oh, dude, it's
Like,
the only.
I feel bad.
the
Like,
only
dude,
thing-
this
the
guy's
only thing-
obviously having a problem.
Man, I could give a fuck. It's Hunter Biden. He'll be fine. He's getting paid to be fucked up, basically. Otherwise, he would have shitty crack and he would be awake still. Like what I care is I was like, man,
When was
this
the last
is
time you think he did crack?
yesterday.
You think he's still doing it?
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Snow City over there.
You think so?
He's for sure.
He's got the classic "I do crack every day" with the hair just straight back.
You don't have time for
The
all of that. He
1980s. Super
just,
gel.
just so yeah, and just sucked in. Just
was
like,
it
yeah.
the American Psycho haircut?
No, I mean, I didn't feel bad at all. Only thing I was like, oh my god, please don't let Trump win. That's all.
He's like that.
I
This is
was
his
like-
October
I
surprise.
was
This is
like,
like
oh
his.
god. I was just like, that's the only thing. I mean, what only thing scary, the super fiery thing about the week, other than that being hilarious, was that they blocked the story, which is bad, super scary.
Which story?
This story was turned
Oh, yeah, Twitter.
down by big tech under the rules of we won't
Like they're not.
we were not going to put out hacked information.
Yeah, but
Well, everything in journalism is hacked information.
yeah,
Like,
they have a whole system to
like-
like if you have hacked or stolen or just at least here's some information that's
I mean, like, we needed to know what Snowden told us. We needed to know,
Julian Assange.
yeah, we needed to know what Manning said. And I'm just gonna call him Manning. I don't know what to say.
Chelsea.
Chelsea? That's
her
what.
name.
Okay.
Chelsea.
So it's still in jail?
No, she's out now.
Right. Okay. So, but like, none of that comes out. None of that goes to the news. None of that goes out. None of the Epstein comes out.
The one
None
that's
of
locked
the-
up right now is actually Assange. Remember, they went to.
They got
pulled
his
him out of
hands.
the Yosemite. They had to like drag him out like all Superman style.
What they cut the power to
I
the
wonder what
sun.
they did with his cat.
You know what they did with the cat. you know what they did with the cat. I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
But
cat
this
people.
this is like
No,
crazy
but
story
like
'cause
no,
all
but
the Twitter just
but for
shuts down the story.
Yeah, and Facebook said they would slow the story, which is definitely not as bad because news has always been able to control a story.
Who's the one that shut it down for? Is it Twitter?
Twitter actually said they're gonna.
And then they came back and were like, "Yeah,
Whoa,
my
whoa, whoa.
bad."
Hey man, I mean, that's an amendment lawsuit waiting to happen. Like you're gonna say it's off of hacked information. So now you're saying I don't know, stuff's
whole-
gonna
the
get
whole
crazy.
wor- yeah, the whole
Stuff
world.
is gonna get crazy. So
Facebook did some crazy shit too, or they like
yeah,
they
yeah.
slow
They
rolled it
slowed
off.
it. They slowed it. So I don't know.
They what probably happened is they were all supposed to do it together. Twitter acts first, does that. They don't do it right away, and then they start doing it. They're catching some heat, so then they're like,
Well, I know. So apparently, like half of the country gets all their news solely from Facebook.
"Yeah, I believe that."
Yeah, so like half the country. So they weren't. So that's like
I mean, who reads like
that's
hard print
basically
anymore?
China censorship.
For
So
sure.
that's why I was like, so that's bad.
It definitely.
I'm sorry. Do you guys really believe the picture? You think that that's real?
Oh, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
I don't.
But yes, I do believe it. They didn't deny the picture either.
To me, it looks like he was asleep and someone put it there.
That could be true.
I definitely believe all these scenarios in general with me in the pictures. I just felt like it. Like again, it just made me feel bad, and it's like, why is this? Like, why do I need to see this?
Yeah. I don't know. I do believe the picture. I do, but I mean, I don't care. Didn't make a difference to me either way. I mean, you should just lean into having a druggy kid. You should just lean into that.
I think there was a moment I saw in the emails because they released the emails soon. Apparently, let me back up there. Apparently, Hunter Biden
crazy story.
Like goes to like a repair shop.
He drops it in a puddle. He drops his laptop in a puddle. He's like cracked out, and he drops it in a puddle. And then I need this. So he takes it to a pawn shop to get it repaired. But like,
was it a pawn shop?
It's a half pawn shop, half repair shop.
So he's trying to hawk his fucking computer.
That's really what happened. He fucked his computer up, and then he's like, "Hey, is it still worth some money?"
Computer.
It's his computer because there's some stuff on it. Yeah. There's some stuff on it, right?
But he just leaves it there.
He leaves it. So he never. No, well, some of it is he goes to rehab. Then the guy never.
He never picks it up.
He never picks it up. Well, the guy. It is on the timeline. He's actually in rehab during the time the guy's like, "Hey, come get your shit," and it's been like a couple months. I don't know how. They said it was from the sticker, the Bro Biden. What's that group he's out? The Bro Biden like campaign group that he like linked. It got linked all the way back to Hunter from there. Then
Bro Biden.
He copies the hard drive. Gives the hard drive and the laptop to Rudy Giuliani.
Who's like the biggest fucking scumbag out there. What the fuck?
This is definitely super dirty because in the same way, like, Rudy's like incriminated inside the emails also a little bit. So like, I don't know how he gets his hands on the whole thing, but he turns the whole thing, he turns it over to the New York Post then after that.
Also, like, it's like two things with Rudy Giuliani, because one, he'll just do anything, but also like he fucks it up all the time.
Man, he's pretty insane.
He's crazy.
He didn't always used to be insane. I could look at Rudy Giuliani and say that he used to be all right, and then he watched too much Fox News and went insane.
I mean, they're just all following like the politics and the propaganda and like.
I mean, we seen some, but we know.
Yeah.
Coco is all messed up now. Like, he's not the same.
Yeah.
Fox News got to him. So that's. I mean, the story would be gone if they would have just acted normal and let it go away.
But they try to censor it.
And that's.
Which, I mean, this is like hard line drawn in the sand. All the shit talking you're doing about like Russia and like this whole like. Just all the propaganda that's been out there, and you're just always talking all this crazy shit about Trump, and Trump's always like,
right? You're trying to even take the high road because he's doing so much, but then when you do the same thing as him, that kind of stuff can make you lose it.
And this is like very, very deliberate. You guys, like, definitely like your hand came into play. It's like
$100 million donation from Facebook to the Hunter Biden campaign, basically.
Hunter Biden or the
Biden campaign. It's like, I'll just, for half of America, I'll cut this news for you.
Jesus. Yeah, I think.
Zuckerberg owes him a solid. He did not watch the House. He let it get all completely corrupted, and then he put Trump in place. Basically, he knows he fucked it up. He's trying to do us a solid. Let it be. Let it go.
It's so crazy because like
he's got the Republicans and he's trying to win the Democrats. That's the play. You know what I mean? Like, the Republicans aren't gonna put him in his place. They enjoy what the benefits that they get from his shitty company.
He's the only place the Republicans, that they have an outlet, actually.
At the same time, people on the right often say that the left is, or the media is like left leaning, and like they always like take out, like they don't let them do as much and get away with. They're always basically the left is, or most of the media is always just pointing at the right Republicans and just talking shit and saying like how much you fucked up. Yeah. And they're just like, well, okay, what the fuck? All they have is Fox News and that other crazy ass network or One America News Network or some shit like that.
What about Quanon? Is that what it's called? What's the Q?
Oh, that QAnon?
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 Quanon? Quanon? Is that the name of the demon? Is that the name of the demon?
It's like
I don't know anything about this place.
It's like a subreddit, right?
I don't know anything about this. It's like a TV station or a media outlet. It is some news source. It is a media outlet for sure.
It started on I don't know.
It's a subreddit, isn't it?
It started as like a subreddit or like a 4chan thread.
It started as like 4chan.
Yeah, it's like a 4chan.
It started as Flat Earth.
Basically,
yeah,
it's trolls.
Okay,
it's trolls.
It starts as
pure conspiracy theory.
It starts as like when my son's 8 and he goes online and says some wild shit, and then they're like, "Yeah, that's what's up." Like a bunch of 40-year-olds are like, "Yeah, I think the Earth's flat too." I don't know. Like, so there's seriously some conspiracy. It's like a Scientology version of politics where they think there's some like demon that has some satanic play on American politics. That is the baseline conspiracy.
Yes, it is the cabal of Satan worshipping pedophiles.
That's what it is. Okay,
running a global sex trafficking ring.
Man, if they would take the demon part out.
This is where the Wayfair thing, because if you don't care about sex trafficking, then you're not a good human being. So it's an easy one to get everyone on board with that.
So, but that's the thing. You put the demon part in it, now no one jumps on the train. And you're covering... So, hey, because there is definitely powerful people doing that stuff. Guaranteed. Everyone's been talking about it for maybe countless generations since Greek times. Like,
what is it, in your opinion?
Uh-huh.
What is who are the power players? Who are, who's they? Like, somebody definitely,
So they
move some pieces to make some shit happen right now. So who's they?
So they is basic. It's a widespread term. You're right? Because money's one part of it. Money's one thing.
The billionaires,
right? But that's not all of it, right? So then influence is another part of it. So it could be celebrities. In the past, the biggest thing was the church. Right? Was the church. That's where you go if you needed power. Then it became the government. Before that, it was royalty, right? So really, the
the military-industrial complex.
No, I mean, there's such a the military-industrial complex. I would say is the way America uses its power. I mean, that's how we're back-to-back World War champs. Okay, all right. We don't play around with that stuff. So that we're fine on, but yeah, that's how we run it. But I don't think that's not. Like, the guys who are fucking kids aren't dogs. They can't fight. They're not badasses. So, like, they're the ones who control media, government, politics, or whatever they can run at that time. So, like, what's weird is, like, and then, like, they all, weirdly enough, have to get good at technology. Because they all have to run in the dark web.
Yeah.
So, and they do. So, like, we know just... that jujitsu, so it's power. Whatever it takes for them to get power is the day for them. And like we know, like the jujitsu guy who did the same dark web shit and then got all gross, and he did it that way. But that's the day. But I mean, QAnon. I mean, I guess it's. I didn't even know the last. Their thing is so crazy. I didn't even know the last part of their tagline. Because I only heard demon. I'm like, oh, you're calling out the pedophiles in power.
I think it's really interesting how the last, 5 years or so, I definitely am more aware and see more of like all the moving pieces in power. Like I feel like
like Epstein showed a bunch.
Yeah, Epstein showed a bunch how social media influences people. Just general corruption that's just blatant out in the open.
Yeah.
That's kind of like, I feel America... So here's a question I have. Donald Trump. Mm-hmm. It's been a wild ride. Do you think though that him getting elected has caused all this chaos and change? People have kind of woken up and are like started paying attention because Obama and the Democrats have basically just been in charge of all the propaganda and stuff for the last couple of years. So then, do you think now all these people are kind of waking up because of all the craziness that's been going on because of Trump? Do you think it's like good that he got elected and like caused all that? Like this has been a hard reset, and now like America's woke up.
Yes, and that's it because let's just take a small piece. Racist.
Obviously, he's a piece of shit.
He pulled their sheet off. I didn't pull their sheet off. They pulled their sheet off. They were like, he was like, fuck Mexicans. They were like, yeah, fuck Mexicans. He was like, fuck Muslims. He was like, yeah, fuck Muslims. I was like, oh, they're just coming out.
Yeah, and then so
in that case,
racism,
it is good.
I think he's done such a shit job on like all these civil issues. Like America is just like on fire.
He's just such a bad leader. I don't think it's that bad. He's just such a bad leader.
Horrible.
It's just so bad but I think a lot of the different issues were coming out though. Like people think Obama was the man. I think Obama was the man, but he was also super fucked up, just like every other president. Like if you look at his foreign policy, he is the drone mass killer.
Oh yeah,
he is.
Also mass deportations.
Oh, like
he's deported so many people.
Like double.
Yeah,
Trump. Like
for sure.
Like the worst ever, right? So I mean, to me,
also,
none of that.
Like still in wars, expanded the wars.
The only problem to me with Trump, is that social dissidence problem. He's so detached. It's a bad. I think this puts us farther back than it should have. Like, by emboldening those people that way, they were quiet because society didn't accept it at that time. And if society didn't accept it, they kind of at least walked in line. And then now we've made it different how they walk. So, like, they're acting crazy. I don't like that. That's bad. That's why I think you need to get him out. So maybe it wasn't worth it. Everything is fucked up now. The way they handle Corona, I think is bad. It's just so obvious. You can kill Corona in 6 weeks. If that first lockdown, you really if you take it serious. If no one goes outside, if we all have Corona and we stay in this house for 6 weeks, Corona goes away. It can't go anywhere.
I think Trump was on pace to win another election, and then Corona came. And I think Corona was finally the point where people were like, "Okay, I'm done with this." Right?
Yeah, because
there's definitely still people that think he's been crushing. The economy
is still fucked, though. I mean, they think he's been crushing it.
There's definitely people that think that like he's done amazing, and that it's the Democrats that have.
What's their argument?
I don't know. Like, basically, like his response. It's the right side of his response was good. Look how he's bounced back the economy. What
bounce back?
The idea of like it crashed, but then also like it surged back up, and it's like the economy's like.
To him,
it's like look at all these gains.
So that's not even they're just strictly talking about the stock market.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So the argument is the stock market, which is funny is because the people making that argument, they don't even got money in the stock market.
Yeah. The tax cut was not for the average person. No. For sure.
No. So like, why do you argue that?
I definitely disagree with this ideology, but like, or this idea of how the world's been playing out the last year.
So they think he's been crushing it.
I mean, half the country is still on board for Trump, so like they obviously think he's doing a good job.
Yeah. No, I think that's tribalism.
You think so?
Yes. That's their tribe.
I guess I would never...
Not half the country, maybe 30% of the country both have their tribe. So 60% of the country has its tribe split in half.
It's like 3 tribes, like left, right, and I don't give a fuck.
No, and then then there's 40%, but I think most of that 40% that's in the middle is decided who it's going to pick, and maybe only 10% is undecided, but that 10% I bet you makes the difference. It's going to come down to the day. It's going to come down to the day.
Did you vote already?
I can't vote.
Oh, yes.
I can't vote.
Sorry.
I'm a citizen, though. I'm a citizen. I didn't make it here like that. Don't.
Hold on.
Yeah, no, but my mom went to vote this week. She went with her new roommate, which we should talk about.
Tell me about your new roommate. Wait, hold on. So, how old's your mom?
My mom is 62.
She's been living by herself for...
Long time. Long time. Since I was...
Basically, since you left and she was like,
since 16
goddamn,
years.
finally.
Yeah, she's like, fuck out the house. That's the exact opposite of what it is. She's just constantly asking me to move back in. Your
mom's so cool.
So basically asked so much that she into like it's like, all right, I'm gonna move these people in. Also, it pays some of the rent. It's like such a good.
So just people have moved in.
So no, it's
you say people. What's people? Because it's not a person. How many people are we talking here?
It's a couple. It's a couple.
Like 2 people.
Yes. Right? So she is friends with this Pakistani man and a Saudi Arabian wife. And she made friends with them like 10, 15 years ago. A long time ago. Mm-hmm. A lot has happened. They're separated. She stays friends with the Saudi Arabian wife who's friends with a bunch of Pakistani people. My mom is Hindu. So that's why I bring it up. We are different. We're different. We do different stuff. All right. Her friend has these people living with her.
Like she's just like, I have a room for you.
They know each other. Like they have some sort of connection. I don't know that she has them living there.
With your mom's permission.
No. My mom isn't not at my mom's house. My mom's friend's house.
Okay.
So she meets them because whenever she goes visits them.
So she sees these people.
Right, she visits them like I guess maybe once every 2 weeks or something like that. Right, so she sees them, she gets to know them over months or a year or whatever. Well, that lady's brother owns the house in Pakistan. Mm-hmm. And he was like, you got some fucking couple, another man living in my house with you? Well, that's fine. But you can pay the bills if he stays. He was like, or if he stays, they owe $2,000 a month in rent. So, right? Yeah, he was like,
fair enough.
He was like,
fair enough.
Right? And like, so my mom takes him in.
Is your mom charging?
Yes. My mom is charging $500.
Your mom's so nice.
Together, right? Total $500. Whatever, that's fine. In my head, it's good. She's going to have some company in the house. Yeah. I feel weird because I just hear about the plan a little bit. I don't know. There's a dude moving in and I just hear about like some chick going to move in with her. And I'm like, I'm just excited about that. And then she's going to get money also. I was like, all right, so this is awesome. I get there. So there is a guy and he's Egyptian. And so immediately I bring Urgent also because that's where I go. I bring my son there. And they're Pakistani and Muslim. And they probably pray 5 times a day. No problem with that. But he's Muslim. But he smokes weed. He smokes cigarettes. Like, they eat all the meats.
Your mother's a vegetarian.
Right. Well, none of this is a problem, but it's like such a fake Muslim in that sense. Like, all of that is like not Muslim stuff. Right? I'll be like, okay, so you're just playing whatever sides.
I mean, I know plenty of people that go to church and act a certain way, and then they're not that.
Right. So now I'm coming home. So I'm just trying to give you like a taste of what their personality is like.
How old is this guy?
He's probably younger than my mom. He's probably younger than 50. He's probably younger than 50, but he's chasing it. Your mom? No. This guy.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's probably in his 45 to 50 range. And you know what? He's actually probably in the 40 range because she's older than him. The chick that he has is older than him, but I know she ain't 50.
Okay.
Yeah, but I know she ain't 50.
So you're not liking the vibe.
What is the saying already for India?
I mean, I can't.
All right. So like
Indians and
worse
Pakistanis don't get along.
Worse is they've tried to raise me with this racism, right? They've tried to raise me with this racism, and then flip it on me. So I walk in, hey, you need to be all right with this. I'm like, what y'all told me? I mean, but it's not a problem in that sense.
As I understand.
But it's not a problem.
As I understand, just culture. India and Pakistan
we're enemies. Enemies, actually. You're right. So culturally, we're enemies, but it shouldn't be that way. So that's actually still fine with me, right?
In general, civilities is like you guys are cool with each other, but deep down, both sides are like, fuck this guy.
I believe that is true. Deep down, all of them have been taught. Because you're not born like that. All of us have been taught so that we're not cool. So that's fine. I have been taught that too. So that's just the way it is, right? That's fine.
So I'm assuming then on the other side, they probably have the same feel.
They should, right? They should. But like you said, everyone's friendly. Like we know that's also not the right teaching. So we're going to be fine. Just culturally different.
Yeah,
their food fucking tastes bad. All right, their food fucking tastes bad. All right, like it's not right. They make it wrong. It's like we gave them the desert half, and that's the ingredients they have to use, and all that shit tastes terrible.
They don't got any other good spices.
They got all of them, and they use them all together. Like I don't know what I don't know what's going on. All of it's bad. It's so bad. Right, and then and my mom is a murderer.
Wait, so these are Muslim Pakistani?
Yes, I know because I say Muslims. You can't say that. Like I can do that. Yeah, they're Muslim and Egyptian Pakistani. Muslim, Egyptian Pakistanis. Yeah, so she's Pakistani, he's Egyptian. Both Muslim. I give more respect to her faith because she don't smoke weed. Let's smoke weed. But he's just doing all kinds of bullshit. He don't work. She goes and works.
What do you mean?
Like
he's just chilling all day.
He's just chilling all day. I thought smoking and on the phone at the house up till 5, 6 a.m. Waking up at 3 p.m. I have no idea what's going on.
What has to happen before you're like, get the fuck out of the house?
Nothing. What has to happen? Any perceived disrespect. Any perceived disrespect actually would just result.
Is your shoelace untied?
Would actually probably just result in a checking. Any minor infraction would probably be me raising the rent on them, and then
$3,000.
2 of those would be you're out. Yeah, 2 of those you'd be out. Those are anything more than minor. It's on.
The only thing.
But they're QAnon. They're QAnon. They're also the enraged left. They are the old people that are affected by fake news. And it's fucking me up in the house. They are completely affected by every fake news article there is.
They just read headlines.
They just see a headline that happened. And they see news on Facebook and WhatsApp. All right? They're fucking immigrants work on WhatsApp. You don't know this. Paulo was about WhatsApp. Immigrants, anyone outside is all on WhatsApp. And now WhatsApp got news, got all kinds of stuff. So there's all kinds of bullshit. So I've had to check him hard one day where I screamed at him. He's going off about Trump. He's going off about Trump in front of my mom. That's fine.
Your mom's engaging, or
she's engaging. Okay. She's engaging just a little bit, but he's losing his fucking mind.
Because your mom's so nice. I can just see, it's very easy, I feel, for people to take advantage of her.
Right. So I'm so careful, right? But he's going off about some bullshit, and it basically probably, I'm guessing, the Muslim ban, or what. There was some sort of, on some countries, he banned travel, right? Mm-hmm. He didn't let any of them in or something. So something of that affected somebody that guy knows or something. He's saying, right? So that's why I'm saying enraged left or just believe anything. So someone that he knows is effective and he's just affected, so he's psycho about it. And the thing about that to me is just total. But India, no Muslims from they've not born in India will be given citizenship. In 50 countries in the world, those countries are banned because they got fucking terrorists and they're blowing people up. It's not because they hate Muslims. It's because there's danger. So now a clean sweeping ban was just declared unconstitutional. But like, he's not the only guy who's doing that, and he's not anywhere near the guy doing it the worst.
And this guy's going off with Trump this.
And he's going off the so whatever. So I let some of it go, but now I'm engaging him and I'm correcting his mistakes. It probably sounds like I'm defending Trump, but what I'm doing
I know you though. You're when it comes to these conversations I've had them from you, you're definitely a more, I wouldn't say moderate, but like you listen to both sides. You know from both sides.
Whichever side is speaking the truth, we can do that. Mm-hmm. We can, whatever truth you speak, I'm gonna engage. Mm-hmm. So so both sides. So I have plenty of love for the conservative side. But if you're gonna fucking make shit up, it's gonna piss me off. And like, or if you're gonna believe fake news and it affects the way you think, and now you're gonna try to affect the way other people think. So I fucking snapped.
So is it just is it uneducated conversations that annoy you?
Yeah, I mean that would annoy me. Being uneducated and having a strong opinion about it would annoy me. If you are uneducated about it, but you think you have an opinion, but you're open to it being changed if you got more information, that's fine with me too. But not being careful about what you believe annoys the fuck out of me. It's just like, so, and that's all that's happening at home, dude. He fucking has and dude, brown people are specifically bad about this. Like hearing something, believing it, or just thinking something and then thinking that's gospel. Like he thinks he can fucking cook, he thinks he can fucking do this, he thinks he can fucking make this. Like he fucking, so I snap on him bad to where I like yell, shut the whole house down, because he was already.
Did you do the hand slap?
No, I didn't hit anything, but I stood up and I pointed at him and I was like, "Hey, I'm not gonna let you talk like that in the house. You don't fucking speak like that." And I'm cussing him at him.
So at this point, you gotta also establish like I'm
the man. This is the rules. Because that's the other thing. He's not a leader. He's a yapping dog. Like he acts like this because he doesn't have a leader, and that's where I see Trump being a bad leader makes this problem. We don't have anyone leading, so everyone starts acting crazy. Like even if you hate Obama, if he acts like a leader, we can all act like that.
Yeah. We
can have problems. We can deal with our problems. We just don't need to fucking be psycho. So he's fucking psycho. So I'm fucking screaming at him now. I'm like, hey, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Now you're telling my mom that we're going to war with China if he gets fucking reelected. Because I was like, who the fuck is going to go to war with China? I was like, what do you know about this? Like, China got a 3 million man standing army.
What's his name?
This guy's name is Ashraf.
Ashraf?
And dude, he got so scared when he was just like, oh, like, and then he wouldn't speak. And
like,
then
who the fuck are you?
Yeah, like, then I was like making him respond to my questions. I was like, huh? He was like, well, he can declare war. I was like, how? He just gonna say, oh, we're going? I was like, no. No, that's not what happens in America. There's a House of Republic and they have to vote to go to war. Like, we can't do that. Like, it don't work. Like, no one's going to war with China. Let's just say.
Not China.
I was like, no one's going to war with, like...
We only do that to countries that they're trying to, like, manipulate and take stuff.
I was like, dude, I started disrespecting. I was like, you're from Egypt. I was like, you don't have nuclear weapons. I know your lady, Pakistan, has some nuclear weapons. India has nuclear. No one's going to fight now. You're not going to fight. America, China, we got nuclear weapons. No one's going to fight. I was like, what? Don't go around saying, like... So I really had to check him super hard about that.
I think they will definitely not fight, but they will go to war, like, economically. They will.
So they're gonna do all this other shit, right? Yeah. We're gonna jostle. We're gonna jostle. We can spar. We'll fight for position, but we won't have a real fight. We won't have a real fight.
They're gonna get into a pissing match constantly.
It's always taking territory.
I mean, I would say it's way more than a piss. It's way more than a pissing match because they're fighting. They're fighting for when whoever has the real advantage, right? So, like, China is, like, starting to own the South Sea, all kinds of bullshit like that. But,
they're like, building islands out there.
They're just fighting. They're pissing. They're talking shit. But under the cover of dark, they're not really doing... They're not going to kill openly, right? I'm not going to roll tanks. So, I had to check him super hard. I got super angry, yelled at him, checked him. Now he knows who's leader in the house, all right? So the other problem is I always have Urge in there. They're always they constantly were, for the first 2 weeks, they were kind of trying to override what I was saying to do with him. Not in a bad way, but like if I'm like, hey, you need to eat this, or like,
dude, that would
you can sit
so
here.
fast.
They're like, no, you can sit, or you can do that. Like,
I don't even like when people do that to like my pet.
I know. So like, and and for me, so like, I'm boiling on all, or like, don't give him candy, you give him candy repeatedly, like all these small things, right?
Direct.
Like, and so like, I'm there, what, Tuesday to Friday morning, first week. Second week, still happening. So comes now Thursday morning, we're gonna eat breakfast, and I'm like, no urgent, sit here with me. And I was like, in the chair, like, you don't need one, I'm gonna feed you from my plate, we're doing this. I have made your food, because his food sucks. Once again, it's also super unhealthy. So like, that's the other thing, like, they're making my mom more unhealthy when I'm trying to help her, and that's not what she needs. She's like, but they're not bad. Yeah, I can't do that. That's kicking both of them out. It's her house. It's her house. I have some control, but I can't change her life.
I think you need to. Well, I shouldn't tell what you need to do, but I think that like your mom is a very nice person. Is definitely trying to help a friend, but I think she just needs to be made aware of like, you need to make sure that there's some ground rules in this house.
I'm constantly having to do that. Like, I'm constantly having to do that with her and just like coworker, like with everybody. Has that dude
ever? So he mouthed off in front of you, in front of Urgent?
No.
Whatever. I mean, if he ever did that in front of
no.
What if like if he did that, Urgent was like, don't talk to my pops like that, and just like
smoked him. I would just keep letting him. I'd be like, and I would just wait him to defend himself against Urgent, and I'd be like, what did you just do?
He hit me. Like, he's a child.
I was like, no.
He punches like a man.
So I tell him to sit with me, and then they were like, no, I'm gonna get this chair and I'm gonna put him here, and it's just something that they do, that a lot of brown people do, where you try to be overly courteous, where I can say I need this, but you're gonna go try to give me more, and they've begun to do this so much for this whole time. It's annoying the fuck out of me. Like, well, I just want a glass of water and I'm gonna get it myself. They're like, no, sit down, I got it. I'm gonna get up from my chair, get you the glass of water while you're doing this, and get ice and pour the water.
Do you think that courtesy is also from a feeling of insecurity in this scenario?
I don't know what it is. I don't give a fuck what it is, because then at that point I was just like, hey, like real loud, because she was cooking, he was sitting at the table, he was saying sit here. I was like, why is it that with you two I have to argue about what I need to do with my son? Like, and I was just like that, and she was like, oh no, that's right. I was like, no, that is right, because he was gonna try. I was like, because the other thing is I don't like is he has a son, and he has made an excuse to not see his son because his wife's a bitch, and his ex-wife's a bitch, and she's holding some sort of control, and in the past she has called the cops on him. Mm-hmm. So he is saying that he can't. Like a real he's just such a pussy. He's just such a pussy. It's killing me, right? And like that's the second thing I also hate a lot, is just like a lot of weakness can piss me off a lot, right? And like that's some of it, and he's just gonna spread it around the house, give my mom more, which she doesn't need. It's pissing me off. But yeah, so I check him with that. I'm like, hey, you don't even go see your son. Do not say anything. And my mom wants to get mad at me because she thinks I'm being rude to them, but because they're guests, when they're being rude, she would never correct them and let them do whatever they want. So I'm having to police all situations. So that was the second time. I haven't had any problems since the second time I checked them. Now when I come, they just stay in the room. It is a problem when I'm there. They're good to her in a bunch of ways, but the negative effects, I can't let that in the house. Got to police the culture. I think
you just got to straight up say, like,
oh, that's what I did. That's what I did.
This is what's allowed and this is what's not.
She did come to me after. She was like, hey, I know. She was like, they're your elders. You have to respect them. I was like, I will not respect anybody by what they are just because. If you're doing something wrong or saying something wrong, I'm going to deal with that. But otherwise, you'll always have my respect. I was like, have I ever been mean to them? So I also have to deal with her on that end.
Yeah.
The house is fucked up now. I got the wrong kind of brown in there.
Okay, that's a good time to talk about something else. What about the fight last night?
The fight? Did you watch it?
I saw the one fight. I actually saw two fights.
Which ones did you see? Ortega and Zombie.
I saw Ortega and Zombie. I saw the end of, I don't know, I don't remember his name. He was a nasty knockout at the edge of the cage. I only saw the Ortega fight. It was a nasty knockout at the edge of the cage. I don't remember. It'll come to me in a second, but I saw Korean Zombie and T-City.
He looked amazing.
He looked amazing.
Ortega, he's taking some time off.
Yeah.
And just basically...
he had a rough loss to... Holloway.
He got injured.
And injured.
He took some time.
And he said his camp was toxic.
He's changed camps. Mm-hmm. I think Henner still rolls with him, but Henner didn't come on this fight.
Right. That's not the camp he's talking about. Yeah, not the jiu-jitsu guys.
He's got this new striking crew. Those are the guys that rolled up with him on Fight Island.
Yes.
And his striking looked amazing. I mean, it was... He just tore Zombie apart.
Amazing.
He dropped him like twice. First round, second round.
Spinning elbow.
Oh man, it was
crazy.
And you know, Zombie didn't do anything wrong in that moment. Like he was just, and it was just a perfect, amazing shot. He tried it a second time, maybe at the end of that round or the beginning of the next round, but he tried it again and missed.
Man, and I like Zombie so much too.
Zombie got hit, fell down, and then like took some shots coming back up and just like.
He's such a zombie. He's such a zombie. You can't finish him like that. Man, I was really riding with him. He was so comfortable with his hands that he was so loose that T-City picked him apart on the walk-ins. You know, he would come down with his hands wide, hands low, and he would get killed on the exchanges.
He had that one where Zombie does a kick, he catches it with his right hand and then clocks him with his left.
Yeah, there's no way he was going to do the spin kick.
he's like, not this time.
No. He can't
not
do
this
it.
week.
He can't do it. I don't know. So Papa Dana's having a fight every week.
Right, like we just had a Fight Island.
Papa Dana is having a fight every week. He's been killing it from start to he was the first sport back.
Fight Island. And
safely came back. He took COVID seriously. Even though he was like, I'm not gonna shut down, he took it so seriously, no problems. He bought a whole island.
It's
a moat.
It's a moat. You are so right. That is not an island. That water does not go to the... You can walk at the bottom of that thing.
It's got a drawbridge.
I've seen it. Yeah, that is definitely not an island. But they basically made that thing to keep Abu Dhabi safe from us.
Like laws or whatever,
They were like, no, we were good with the corona, actually. So we handled it. Don't bring it over here.
Well,
y'all stay on that water side.
There's a pretty extensive list of people who tested positive for COVID.
People have gotten sick.
But you could get COVID, but there's been no communal spread. Right?
Because they're staying.
Because they're so careful. But
they do.
You're getting tested. You're getting quarantined before and after. So you could come in and have it, and then you just wait till you don't have it and can't spread it, which all of us could have done. All of us could have done and been over with this.
If we all had our own islands.
And had fights.
We could have. All could have. No, but so I don't know. I'm still more excited for Khabib, Gaethje than anything. I don't care.
I'm rooting for Khabib for sure.
I'm with Khabib. I like Gaethje too.
I mean, he's such a down fighter.
I'm just gonna root for greatness. I'm down for the 30-0, like whatever he's gonna be, undefeated, possible GOAT if he wins this. You know, like
Khabib.
Yeah, possible. He gets that even though he's the only person I would put in that conversation without getting. That's not true. But he gets in that conversation without getting 2 belts. Without getting 2 belts, he gets in that conversation.
In my opinion, he's one of the most... I mean, I think there's been a bunch of GOATs. I think he's one of the more dominant champions the UFC's had at any weight class.
It's amazing.
There's been other dominant fighters, but I think the way he wins is such a... It's that feeling when, like, you've been getting tapped, you've been tapping a lot of people, and you roll with somebody that just, like, mows you.
You couldn't do anything. You got to your best spots, and it was like it was nothing. He does that to everybody.
Yeah.
And he talks mad shit on the mats.
Why am I a fighter?
No, so that's the one Man, watch a UFC hype video. You will be so hyped for that fight. Their marketing and promo team is amazing. I watched the last video, whatever. I cannot wait for that fight.
There was so.
Oh, and anyone can lose. You were talking like Gaethje could beat him. Like he has a good plan. He hits super hard. He could wrestle. He hits so hard.
Yeah.
He kicks so hard. And like, we
and
just
Khabib
saw
take shots.
Khabib takes shots. I mean, we just saw Lomachenko lose last night.
Did he lose?
He lost all 4 belts.
Oh,
so
my God.
He lost last night.
I was watching the fight.
Close fight.
And then I was
Close
like,
fight.
maybe I should watch the Lomachenko fight, but I was like, nah.
Close fight. I'm not going to comment on the fight today because I'll break it down more before we get into it. But, like, it was a close fight. But he lost. Like, the judges say the other guy got the belt. He lost all 4. So, and that guy was 396-1 amateur. And, yeah, right. Two Olympic medals.
He's an amazing fighter.
People were calling him the GOAT with 11 pro fights. He is that amazing.
He's very technical.
He's the most technical we've ever seen, right? He made his first 4 guys. He made them all no
But
loss.
he's been champion for a while.
Yeah, 7 fights or something like that. Yeah, a lot. He got 3 belts. So
T-City, apparently the winner of that last fight has a title fight up. Dana White says right away, like, T-City.
Have you seen Volkanovski fight?
I have not seen Volkanovski fight. I only know of his wins. Him and T-City are supposed to be up next for the title belt. I mean...
So you haven't seen Volkov fight, though. I take T-City.
I am
because I would
giant Brian Ortega fan.
I would have given Holloway both of those last 2 fights, actually.
You wouldn't have?
I would have. Give against Volkov, but like... And if you were going to call them, like, for a fight, they were just pointing each other. There was no real... So the calling a winner is rough already. Yeah. But I would take T-City. The guy he's fighting, he used to be rugby player, was 220-some pounds.
Oh, my God.
Exactly. And now he's fighting at 145. He's the strongest 145 ever. Right? So, but he's so short.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'8".
So you and T-City are the same size, right?
Yeah.
Brian Ortega's 5'8"?
Right. I mean, man, that'd be, if I could have T-City's jiu-jitsu.
He's good.
5'8".
5'8", yeah.
5'8", and he fights at 145.
That means he's 5'7", because they always lie.
So he's about your size.
Yeah. He is my size then, why? Because that's why I fight 145 then. Yeah. He smoked me. He smoked me.
He looked so much bigger for 145.
He looked very sickly at the weigh-ins. Did you see the weigh-ins? There was some controversy that he shaved his head to make weight.
He definitely came out with a shaved head.
He looked so sickly. It was scary. Because also just seeing him with a shaved head randomly and your mask on, and he was like trying to weigh in and like flex. I was like, this looks bad.
And he still whooped ass?
I was surprised he whooped ass. Because when he looked like that, and then they said...
Like Conor McGregor when he weighed in?
Conor looks bad at 45. He looks like a skeleton. Yeah. But Conor looks like a skeleton, but he looks like he can fight. T-City looked sickly. That's what I'm saying. He looked weak, and I was like, ooh, that's bad.
What do you think it was? I mean, just...
Who knows? I don't know. I think it was just the shaved head making him kind of look like he had cancer. Like, it just made it look sickly, and I didn't expect it to come out like that. I was scared. He looked real pale without his hair. He looked real pale without his hair.
The first time I saw him on the walkout, I was like, oh, what the fuck happened here?
Right. He's just... But, man, he looked
like cornrows
so good as a fighter. I would definitely take him over Volkov. I hope he beats Volkov, actually.
Another fight.
Volkov is in Adesanya's camp. No, is that right? Yes, that's
New
right.
Zealand?
Yeah, he's in Adesanya's camp. They have 2 belts there, Volkov and Adesanya. They wanted Hooker to get the other belt.
There's another fight coming up.
Man, I've been asking if it's real.
I mean,
I read a tweet from Dana today that says it's not real.
That's such a bullshit fucking...
That's such bullshit. The Conor Poirier. We're both talking about that, right?
For sure.
Conor Poirier, too.
That he wants to have in Cowboy Stadium.
Yeah, he wants to have it at Jerry World, right? That's the problem. So they both verbally agreed. Actually, Poirier had no idea. But everyone knows he'd say yes to Conor. Because, like, Conor puts it up, and then Poirier puts up, like, a fan-made banner, or, like, his media team makes a banner or whatever for... some fake banner, puts it up, and then Poirier puts on there. He was like, "Oh, for real? What? Wait."
Oh, we're doing this? What's up?
So the problem is that he says, "Yeah, Jerry World can hold the amount of fans that want to see me. That's why we're doing it." And
Dana's COVID.
Dana's like, "You're doing Fight Island." Like,
yeah.
He's like, "I know you love fans. Like, That's the
you
thing.
Think
I
he's
think
the same fighter without the fans.
No, I don't think he's the same fighter. Not that he could be. Not to say that he would be bad.
But he's also not the same fighter that he was 5 years ago.
Maybe. I don't know. He smoked Cowboy bad.
True.
He smoked Cowboy bad.
He
so
just
we
got
don't
his
know.
Ass whooped by
I mean, but everyone got out there ass whooped by Khabib. So he did good against. He's the only one who's ever won a round against Khabib.
But
even though Khabib gave it away.
He hasn't trained a bunch these last couple of years. He hasn't fought a whole bunch. Maybe once a year, maybe.
Right. But I think he's trained enough though, because
for
Mayweather, I bet you he boxed his brains out. He boxed crazy trying to catch up to Mayweather. So that's not training.
You know what I would love to see? Mike Tyson talked about this on the Joe Rogan podcast, where Mike Tyson's fighting Roy Jones Jr. because he has this Legends League.
Right, that he's making and it's going to be for all kinds of stuff.
So for all kinds of things. So then basically, Conor just needs to go to the Legends League and just start making his own pay-per-views.
That's so smart.
And just do
these one-offs with whoever.
Yeah, why do you need to fight for the belt? Just fight other legends. One fight a year.
Because people always come to see you.
Because they just want to see you fight.
Right.
And you the whole thing with the UFC is kind of whatever. You've already won the belt. I want to see you fight. I don't know, whoever.
Man, but the thing is,
now you can fight.
Mike Tyson hasn't even had one event though. It's so hard to do. Let's see what his event looks like.
I mean,
let's see what
both of us are gonna watch the fight.
We're gonna watch it. I'm not saying we wasn't gonna watch it, but you know what the UFC's production is like. Yeah. What their marketing is like. Mike ain't got that.
No.
Right.
But people will watch the fight.
But it's different. You would say that.
You're saying what's the production value going to be like?
Well, but the amount of pay-per-view sales you get comes from the marketing and the production value. So
the only
why
thing I've seen
Mayweather
about the fight has been Tyson hitting the bag, ripping it.
Yeah, but why Mayweather Conor got the most pay-per-views ever wasn't because it was Conor Mayweather only. It was really because they marketed it all over the world. They had a worldwide press tour, and they literally went to 100 countries. So that's what makes it.
Remember that?
Yeah, that was a whole year to promote a fight.
Yeah, Tyson's not doing that.
They're not gonna do that. So any big fight Conor has now, they'll give it a 2-month promotion, and they'll flood everything, and it'll just be sold out. Crazy. He should, but the thing is, he's not a legend yet. He's not even a legend. You can't call Conor a legend yet.
I think he can definitely.
He's still got to try to win a belt.
He's won 2.
Right, and everyone all great, super important, but that doesn't make it he never defended a belt in one, has he? He's never defended a belt in one.
I don't know, has he?
No. Conor. He
never
never defended the belt. He won the 45, went up to 55, won the 55.
Fought Nate Diaz twice.
And fought Nate Diaz at 170.
Fought Khabib.
Fought Khabib, lost. Khabib had the belt though, right? He had it stripped because he didn't fight, right? So he's never even defended a belt. People are just elevating him. And yes, I do believe he's great, and he could possibly be awesome, but he has to fight with everybody. He's trying to jump the line. That's the other thing that's causing the problem.
I guess.
So Dana said there's nothing signed right now. There's nothing signed.
I believe that.
So there's
Dana White would definitely be it's on.
Yeah, but he was like, no, neither of them are signed. He's like, it's all been verbal. He was like, he wants Jerry World. He's like, it's at Fight Island. So whenever he'll sign, he's like,
yeah.
Conor is such a stubborn horse to break. He just keeps fucking up
every time,
and he keeps pushing the line, thinking he can control Dana.
He's just out there acting wild.
Right? Where did he get that sexual harassment charge in France on the yacht?
Because he just walks out naked or something.
He came out naked on a bunch of these chicks, and then you made that point. You were like, "Hey, so he's on a yacht. It's not his yacht."
Yeah.
So there's a weight class above his. And it's not about fighting. It's about money.
Yeah.
And
you're new to this game.
Right? And they let you here because you're just a somebody. Those chicks ain't switching teams.
No.
They're not switching teams. So you come out and do that, they're just going to turn to the billionaire and be like, I don't know if he should be here. And now he's arrested.
So basically what happened is he's on a yacht and then he
comes out doing the helicopter.
Is that what happened?
No, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure. I mean, if you're gonna come out with I mean, what's the other thing? What's the rest of it doing, right? No, so it's good fights coming. I hope Conor gets a fight. I would love to see him and Poirier. I think Poirier at 70 also. At 70 also, I don't think he can just knock. Maybe he could knock him out easy. But honestly, I just want to see Conor fight more guys because we don't know how good he is. When he beats a guy, he starches them. He puts them in a white sheet so quick. They go so stiff. And when he loses, he gets completely dominated. So I have no idea how, where he ranks really. So
He's lost to Nate Diaz and Khabib.
But he got handled in those.
Yeah.
Right? And the only fight that he's won where I was like, oh, that was a tough fight that he won was the second fight with Nate.
But then he pulls off Cerrone.
Shoulder punches. It's old school Gracie. Full old school Gracie. He fucked him up with those. He broke his nose with the shoulder punches.
Conor McGregor is just such a...
He's the pikey. He's the pikey from Snatch. He's with the hand cannon in the left hand too, just like that. Boom! Brad Pitt. He is the pikey for sure. I don't know, but I hope he gets a fight.
FYI, it is his yacht. It was his yacht.
Nah.
Someone called the cops on his own yacht?
Dude, you can't even do the helicopter on your own yacht?
What kind of world do we live in?
Blasphemy.
Then wait, so what kind of stuff was he doing if he got arrested on his own boat?
What happened? What does that say?
Conor's got a yacht now?
Also, yeah.
Man, Proper 12 is terrible whiskey.
Have you had it? Damn.
It's terrible whiskey. That's just
with
selling.
An amazing campaign.
Just selling.
Yeah, just that according to a witness, he exhibited his private parts to the young woman without her consent as she made her way into the bar toilets. I think his yacht was docked, and
he's just letting
let
bitches
it all hang out as people walked by.
Oh, so the bar bathroom on the port.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
What a crazy ass. Why would you call the cops on him? He's just naked. Just is
he naked or was it just like, hey, look at my dick?
He's naked.
Oh.
Well, I mean, you can't say, hey, look at my dick without being... I guess you can.
What's your lady say? You got a lady. I ain't got a lady. What's your lady say if you're just outside? You're Conor.
If I'm doing that?
You're Conor McGregor, though.
Get the fuck inside. We have neighbors.
You can't,
walking.
No, but this is just this is the 10th thing he's done, right? Every day he's fucking up. What's his lady saying? Now he's naked outside.
He had some other sexual assault charges.
One of them he beat. Europe. So she's got to kind of have his back on that, regardless of what happened. She was like, "It's my kid." It wasn't his kid. He wins the paternity case.
There was something else before that, though, wasn't there?
Yeah.
You know what his lady says? Give me my own credit card, and you can do whatever the hell you want.
Does she?
That's what she says. She does not care.
We don't know for sure what she says.
She might.
You might look the other way if you got a lot of money coming in.
I mean, what if it's just
she was the one who was there when they didn't have money, so the moment that he starts making money, it's going to be like, okay, now I've earned mine.
She was with him when they was on welfare.
Yeah.
So, that's true.
So what if it's just
No, they're locked up.
I do my thing. I mean, if you're that
I
rich.
do my thing. Oof.
If you're that rich, it's just like, I'll play when you're not around, and I know you're going to do your thing.
They were on vacation together.
They were on vacation.
She was there?
Yeah, she was there, right. No, but...
So, everything I said is just wrong.
Honestly, I think Conor McGregor is very problematic, and I don't like him in any way, but that situation...
It's not that bad.
It doesn't...
It's not that bad. That's some bullshit, actually.
Some dude was drunk and enjoying his life.
Just got the robe open. He's like, got millions.
Out on his yacht.
And he has the lady in the crib with him.
Yeah. No, apparently he was arrested on his yacht, but this happened in a bar. He to a woman in a bar.
Back to Conor style.
And
we almost protected him.
He got pulled from the yacht and then was questioned all day by magistrates in
this
France.
This is why you gotta know the facts, and I get mad.
This is actually sexual, like, harassment.
Man, he's just in there. He just rolls up to your table. He rolls up to the table and just puts it on. It's just laying on the table now.
Or I see this thing is like Conor McGregor getting into like a heated argument with someone, whipping his dick out because that's who he is, and then turning around and there's a woman there. He
fights with his dick out.
You know, like.
I mean,
you guys take off your shirts to fight. What's the?
I don't, but yes.
It's common.
Funny. I was like, funny. He just whips his dick out to fight. It's fine. Even though when we see him professionally, he wears clothes. He always has a rage boner.
You seen that?
He always has a rage boner at the weigh-ins and shit.
Punching that dude at the bar.
The old man in Dublin.
Yeah.
Gave him a good lick too. Gave him a little twist on it. He held back. He held back. He made sure not to try to kill him or nothing. But what is wrong with him?
I'm rich.
Like I know just being this level of trained, I need to be a certain amount to be provoked to hit somebody. You know what that dude said?
What?
That man.
He didn't
he bought a shot for everybody.
Proper.
Yeah, he just walked in, just being Connor and promote. He just walks in, buys a shot for everyone, gonna take it with him. That dude turns to him, buys something else, goes, he's like, "I'm not drinking your shitty ass whiskey."
And then Connor just like, "Fuck you."
Gives him the mocos right there. Yeah. The boy's got a chin.
He took it.
60 or something.
Because he just drank.
Okay. Let's talk about people who actually deserve to be talked about right now and go over Pan Ams.
The Pan Ams.
Pan Ams happened. I didn't know Flow Grappling owns the Pan Ams, basically.
Well, they own, like, what shows grappling.
Yeah. Can you even record your own stuff now and post it up?
I have no idea.
Yeah, you
You're
can.
under contract. You can't do it.
That's what I was saying. Like, can't even watch any of it without getting the. Did you see any of the champs?
I only saw highlights. I didn't see I didn't go onto like Flow Grappling and watch it. Just Instagrams and highlights. I know there were some upsets. Also, some people not competing this year.
COVID has made it different. I was gonna say that was kind of what I saw. I saw it affect the competitors. All of them were different.
Yeah.
Everyone's a little out of practice. Everyone's a little out of.
Not like tip of the spear.
They were rougher. Like they all were still in shape somehow, like super crazy shape. But they would go more hard than use more technique in a lot of places.
Say not as refined.
Just they hadn't been rolling as much. Yeah. They're a little wild.
Yeah, some new champions this year. Not the typical
some people back. Yeah.
Some names that usually are expected to go
farther. Oh, right. You were telling me
that
that one.
Was it Johnny Grippo? One of the Meow brothers lost in the sixth.
Right. But who was the guy that beat the Grippo? He won the belt though.
I know.
Oh, not the belt, but he won the championship.
Macero.
That's what it is, Macero. And he rides with Heba.
Yeah.
Rides with Heba more and stuff.
Trains it here out of Texas, under Pinheiro.
Man, Texas is getting good jiu-jitsu then. Yeah, he's at
San Antonio. Yeah, because it's Heba, Natch, or Nathalie, or
Natch.
Natalie.
Yeah.
And then Thiago. There under Pinheiro, and they're like the top
monsters
competitors in Texas.
Well, no,
some of the top
because in Houston there's also Rolly School.
Oh, Pablo Silva.
Pablo Silva School is monsters. Yeah, actually for competing.
Pablo Silva has an amazing competition school there in Houston.
So that's what I'm saying. So then there's also that team.
Pablo Silva still competes himself. Still winning medals left and right.
Wins medals all the time. And when he was competing at adult, he won medals all the time.
Yeah.
He basically only would lose to Guy.
Yeah, I mean,
I think I saw him lose to like Samuel Braga once, maybe.
World-class competitor, world-class athlete. San Antonio. Here in Austin, we have a bunch of fight-to-win competitors, a lot of professional fighters.
Our boy Tommy is killer.
Tommy, yeah.
So 10th Planet also tries. They got
Paragon.
Got some good guys. So Coley, I know he trains there, and they just came back from the Pans.
Yeah, some of their students medaled.
Yeah, they had a couple. I think they've had 3 medals or something like that.
The
I'll
women,
the women for sure medaled.
Yeah, I know they had a handful of competitors, 5 to 10 competitors, something.
Do you
like
know
that.
how they controlled athletes at this thing? Like,
I have no idea.
How they like handled divisions? Did they just cut off like it's only a certain amount of people in each division a certain day?
I have no idea.
And it wasn't in Long Beach. It was in Florida. They told me. I didn't even know that. But California can't go right now because COVID, right? It's all locked down. Florida don't give a fuck. Opened it up. They threw the tournament there.
That's right. It's usually at the Pyramid.
Yeah.
But it wasn't this year. Yeah. So this is like it's like
Oh wait! And we were also getting Texas Jiu-Jitsu. Shanji is gonna open the school.
Yeah, here in
he's gonna shake
Austin,
it up.
Cedar Park.
Gonna shake it up.
I've seen him training at multiple academies in Austin. Grace Sumaita Austin works out with Tim Kennedy.
Got the Machado in Dallas. Works out with Tim. Got Tim in Austin.
Yeah. So definitely
Texas is loaded now.
Yeah, there's definitely some world-class jiu-jitsu in Texas.
Because there's also the other Gracie in Houston. It's where Pedro came from.
Pedro.
From our academy. Pedro.
Pedro.
The Gracie School in Houston.
Can you look up the... it's not... Hillian
Grayson.
Hillian
Yes,
Gracie.
it's a Hillian Gracie School. And that school at first had a bunch of top competitors at it. Got a lot.
I mean, it's a well-established academy, multiple like competitors and athletes and black belts, and it's one of the best schools in Houston for sure.
What's up? You think you can compete again?
I'd like to. Yeah. I'd love to. Yeah. I think that my understanding of jiu-jitsu and my mindset I've been off the mats from the academy through COVID, and then before that when I went to school, so like almost a year, and mentally my jiu-jitsu mind has grown so much. And I want to test these new skills in a real competitive scenario, and also like I want a medal.
You want to win.
I want to win. I just like.
Well, I want to win.
I want to represent the academy. It's time.
What's the highest level you're going to try to compete at?
I don't know.
No?
I don't know. I think for me it's more of I just want to compete.
Okay. Do you think the first one you'll do will be a small one? If it's just, or is it just going to be one?
I think the roadmap in general for any student here in Austin, like doing jiu-jitsu, like you have super small local tournaments, like and then they're not even like you have the Fuji.
I guess I don't have to call them super small because there's plenty of people, but they're local tournaments now.
More of a local, just the local academies. That's a good.
The Fuji.
Yeah, I think that's a good like goal. Like competing that, you're gonna have people that are also like getting ready and like prepping for tournaments. It's kind of like the warm up tournament.
Yeah.
To get your strategy.
So that's base level tournament then.
Yeah, like when competing that.
Win this tournament for Yeah.
Compete in that, medal in that, or if you feel like get a couple of those in, and then
nerves out.
Yeah, if you want, there's one in Houston and like they travel to. Then I think you have the Fight to Wins.
Which are huge now.
They're huge tournaments. So
do you remember when we started Jiu-Jitsu Fight to Win, or when I started? You were already
gym.
Was in a high school gym. The bleachers were still pulled out. No, the first one I went to didn't even compete. The wood, like they were laying the mats out.
We were all sitting around it. Right.
The basketball court was all around it.
You could still like that. Remember, that's the time that you were competing.
No, that was not a Fight to Win. That was the Testosterone Festival.
Oh, okay.
But we should talk about this because you're such an asshole. You're such an asshole. I have it on video too. At the Testosterone Festival, where like Phil was kind of like the headliner, and then he brought in the huge UFC ex-champion Rico Rodriguez blew up Scott's leg.
Yeah.
So that was my second tournament, white belt. And you, D, and Justin, and Raymond must have went out the night before, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all got fucking smashed. You didn't even probably know me. Even though you were on the mats. You didn't. Trained, Justin definitely didn't.
I knew you. We had trained, but it was still at the point where we were like, we would only see each other in class and we weren't hanging out yet.
Mm-hmm. And Raymond knew me because he was a white belt. So me and Raymond would fight. So I have it on film. I'm fighting this guy. I'm like working a triangle. You Justin, someone else was with you. So,
I think it was either D.
Was it Rolly?
No, I thought it was D.
Oh, it was D. D and Raymond.
Yeah,
D and
maybe.
Raymond. And you like D began like y'all look and then stop looking like ugh. White belt's rolling. Ugh, white belt's rolling, right? So y'all have your Whataburger out eating, and then D, then somewhere in the middle of the match sees it's me, and he starts to coach me, to which you see coaching, and you go and walk in front of Justin, put your back to me, sit down, and then you talk to him like this, and it's like on video, and it's like before, but it's so funny because it's like I'm fighting, you're in the corner ignoring me. Then there's a bunch of those pictures.
They're pretty bad.
I was the young hazed white belt at the time.
But it wasn't like shortly thereafter we started hanging out and like chilling and stuff.
I had to earn my respect.
Did you win?
Oh, yeah.